A lot of the conversations that happen about moving abroad really focus on the moving part and not so much on the being abroad part. Today we're going to talk about some of the mistakes that new expats make when they first move to their new country. But before we get into that, let me introduce myself in case you're new here. I'm Adelia Borashade, creator of the Financial Confidence Academy, where I help women master their money so they can finance the life of their dreams. It is my mission to help women to live life on their terms, which is exactly what I've been doing for the last 6 years, living abroad and traveling the world. So if solo travel, expat life, or getting your FU money together sounds interesting to you, you are in the right place. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, that way you'll be the first to know the next time I upload a video. All right, so I've got 9 very common mistakes that brand new expats make living in their new country. The first is failing to maintain banking in their passport country. I know many of us, myself included, leave our passport country with a plan of never ever living there again, never returning. And so we think, why would I need a bank account in my old country? Trust me, you do. Life will be so much easier if you maintain some kind of financial footprint in your home country. So don't close out your bank account. I actually did a video about which bank accounts you need as an expat or a full-time traveler. You can check that out right here and I'll link it below. Another mistake I see sometimes is that in that enthusiasm to, fully embrace their new home country, some expats, immigrants, whatever word you want to use, transfer too much money into the bank account in their new country. I have lived in a total of 4 countries other than my home country, the United States. And I have yet to live in one where I trust the bank system enough to move a substantial amount of my funds there. Something to keep in mind for those of you from the United States where bank accounts are FDIC insured, that doesn't always exist. And given your status as an immigrant, your ability or your possible inability to speak the language fluently, do you want to move your money, all of your money into this foreign bank account and it disappears? Like, how will you navigate trying to recover your funds if that is even possible? So don't do that. Another mistake some newbies make is that when given a choice, let's say you are using a credit card or maybe you have the option when paying your rent, they may quote you the price in USD or whatever the currency is of your home country. And I know it seems very tempting to pay in the currency of your own, country instead of the local currency. Because you know what $100 is. Don't do that. If they're giving you that option, it's because it benefits them, not you. Always pay in the local currency. When you're using your ATM card, a very costly financial mistake I've seen made over and over. I thought everybody knew this, but apparently they don't, so I'm going to say it here again. Paying foreign transaction fees, paying ATM fees when you use your ATM card in your new country, that's a big mistake. Don't do that. Get yourself a Fidelity Cash Management account, a Charles Schwab account, a Navy Federal account. Get you a debit card from a bank that does not charge you foreign transaction fees and rebates whatever ATM fees you are charged in your new home country. We are not about giving our money away. Speaking of ATMs, I don't know if this exists in other countries, but where I live in Mexico, it is very common for ATM machines to give, when you request the amount of money you want in local currency, it is so kind that it will convert that currency into whatever the currency is of your bank account, of your foreign bank account. So for me, I go and I ask for, let's say, 1,000 pesos, and the ATM will say, do you want to take out 1,000 pesos or do you want to take out 45 USD? Don't choose the USD. If they are offering you that conversion, it's because they will benefit from it and not you. Never accept the conversion. Turn that down and just request the money in the local currency. Your home bank in your home country will likely give you a far better exchange rate. I know nobody likes taxes, but especially if you are a U.S. citizen, you are a U.S. passport holder, or you hold a U.S. green card. Doesn't matter where else you live in the world, you still have to file your taxes. So don't make the mistake of assuming that because you no longer physically live in the U.S. or you no longer live in the U.S. full time, that you do not have to file a tax return. You do. More likely than not, you will not have to pay taxes, but you are obligated to file. I did a whole video about your tax responsibilities when you leave the US and you live outside of it. You can watch that video here. I'll link it below as well. I know I talk about FU money a whole lot, y'all, but when you move abroad, when you leave your home country, your FU money may help you make that move, but don't make the mistake of moving and not having some oh shit money. You need to have a stash of cash. You need to have something in case all hell breaks loose and you gotta bounce, you've got a major medical emergency, your apartment catches on fire, you need some oh shit money. Don't make the mistake of leaving the US and only having enough money to get you settled in your new country. You need some oh shit money. Okay, and my last two mistakes sort of go hand in hand. The first is, don't make the mistake of failing to understand the economic realities of your new country. Many of us leave the US or leave our home countries, and one of the things that draws us to our new country is possibly the affordability, that maybe we can have a better standard of living at the same amount we've been paying, or possibly for less. But don't get so caught up in that you don't understand the economic situation that exists in your new country. For instance, I live in Mexico, where the federal national minimum wage is about $8 USD for the day, not the hour. So given that I know also that Mexicans work some of the longest hours in the world, I believe even more than the Japanese, they have, in a recent survey, came in last as far as work-life balance. Making that amount of money for an entire day's work, I have to really understand what that means, and especially when it comes to prices and how much, with me and all of my American privilege, where a purchase may not be a big deal to me, it might be a big deal to somebody who is local. Never lose sight of that. And related to that is, as you are paying for things and buying for things in your new country, don't continue to always translate prices into the currency of your home country. So for me, that would mean, like, don't always think about like, oh, this only costs $4. Doesn't matter if it costs $4. What it really costs is 80 pesos, and that is half of the minimum wage for the entire day. So you really have to give some thought to the economics of the country you're in and what prices are the context of prices in that economy, not the economy you came from previously. I hope y'all found this useful. If you want more information about moving abroad, be sure to grab my Move Abroad checklist. I will link it below. I'll link it over here as well. If you find that you need some more one-on-one attention, I do offer Ask Adelia sessions where you can ask me anything you want about moving abroad. Thanks for watching.